My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is March 27, 2025. It is 1:42 p.m. Okay, how do I start this video? Because there's going to be some stuff I'm going to talk about that will be for my members only, and then there will be some part that will be for everybody. So yesterday, so let's go on Twitter. Couple things that being discussed here. Okay, not royalists projecting King Charles' sins onto Prince Harry. Up until a couple of days ago, we're still naively wondering why the royals didn't give more to charity. They were even called out for turning up empty-handed to a food bank. Okay, now we know the real business model was always make money from the charities, don't give money to them. I don't know, people then get the memo. And now everything that Harry's doing that actually helping the people, they want to remove it from him. Now, when it comes, well, we're going to be talking about Sentebale. If you're not subscribed to Our Part of Pure Service is another channel that I have. I've already discussed some tweets there where I look into it and read some information that was put out. So go there and check it out so you could see my point of view and things like that. But we're gonna talk about Sentebale as well here. Okay, next tweet. Let's pause that. This is 50-second. My heart is shattered to the core about this Sentebale thing, and I can imagine how Prince Harry and Seeiso must be feeling right now. Heartbreaking. After nearly 20 years of tears and sweat, they put into this charity. Again, go to Our Part of Pure Service. I discuss it. I went to their website and I read a lot of document from that CEO. What's the position of that lady? Is it CEO? Where is it? What's her name? Involved Team Board of Trustees. What's her name? Her. I read her thing. Dr. Sophie Shenduka, MBE. Okay, I read her thing. And all the board members, from what I've read, they stepped down. It's like a takeover that's going on over there. We shall see how that ends out. It's fresh right now. It's brand new. More will come out. Okay, so let's listen to this, but there will be screenshot, okay? Oh, there's music. Okay, so there's a music. Let's go to it really quickly. All right, there's a music. So Harry really care. Harry really care. There was one video that I think it was around that same time. He was holding an infant, and what happened to that infant was like someone who had AIDS, thinking that stupid mentality. If they do with a virgin, that disease will go away. It's the babe. I don't even know what to say. All right, so you could pause and read that. I discussed that on Our Part of Pure Service. Okay, just to think that they did this for their departed mothers really breaks my heart. The woman who did this will never know peace until she undid what she did. Karma. Heartbreaking. At this time, this was filmed many years ago. You could already see by the way Harry stroked this child had with such warmth and compassion that the children of Lesotho had captured his heart. I'm so sad about what has happened. I have my thoughts on who was really behind this. Yeah, I think majority of us know. It's very sad. You know, once everything is said and done, if the two princes still care, they could recreate it and just... It's just sad. It's just sad. It didn't have to be that way. Okay, and for what? The vanity of a career woman and a deeper agenda. Philanthropists will keep well clear of Sentebale now and follow Harry and PrinceSeeiso to their next humanitarian foundation. Okay, guys, stop talking about it and focus on Meghan. This will be resolved very soon. Yes and no, but this is what we're talking about. We need to know. All right, this kind of parasite move by chairwoman have been done before. When the whole board asks for your resignation, that's a no confidence move and more. Harry and Seeiso will start a new charity. That's what I think too. Yeah, they will start a new charity. Her malfeasance will be exposed. Africa is in his blood. No one can take it away from him, Prince Harry. Do you think she will try to merge Sentebale with her charity? Use the children for research trial studies. She has to know the donation door is closed. Yeah, people's not gonna donate to that. Oh my God. £600,000 to create, what is it? What was the thing? It was on that page that I say I covered. $600,000 for research on how to raise money. Meanwhile, Harry used £500,000 to start Invictus. It's unbelievable. All right, let's go to the next tweet. You could pause and read that. Like I said, I covered it already. Next one, let's pause this. Okay, so this start from here. Okay, so that was them the last time they did that thing. It's unbelievable. Okay, CNN Sentebale. Sophie is out here gaslighting all of out with the lies. Free Sentebale. All right, let's see here. CNN. The specifics of the role within the charity are not yet clear, but in her own statement, Shanduka appeared to take a swipe at the 40-year royal for playing the victim card. Everything I do at Sentebale is in pursuit of the integrity of the organization, its mission, and the young people we serve, she said in a statement reported by Britain's PA Media news agency. The news agency said she claimed she had reported the trustees to the UK Charity Commission and that a UK court had issued an injunction to stop her dismissal. CNN has not seen a copy of the alleged injunction from the UK High Court. A source familiar with the matter told CNN that no such order had been issued. I don't know. Okay, so that was the last time they did I think the polo thing. When was I know I covered it. Was it the polo match? I don't remember. Some people have no shame. Some people have no shame. CNN has not seen a copy of the alleged injunction from the UK's High Court. A source familiar with the matter told CNN that no such order had been issued. Did Sophie, pointing down there, the one in the middle, her here, lie about an injunction? I mean, things will come out. Like I said earlier, I will lose my shit if this move has tied to the British royal family. It will come to light they have messed with Princess Diana. Yep, that's a GIF. Not CNN ignoring the noise, doing investigative journalism and calling out the lies. The plot thickens, so she is just squatting as chair of Sentebale. But the thing I don't understand though, how did the £600,000 just use for whatever it is that she said? Doesn't, before any sum of money is used, there has to be a group or collective of people to approve it. I don't know. I really don't know. I never worked. Well, I did work for a charity, but I had no control or high up there. I was just bottom down. So I just got my paycheck and that was it. But I'm just wondering, how did she was able to remove that £600,000 for research on how to raise money? That doesn't make sense to me. I hope they make her return it. Because 1 or 2 polo match raise enough money for whatever Harry's doing. Okay, the plot thickens. So she is just squatting as chair of Sentebale with absolutely no mandate because everyone has resigned and she has no injunction. Okay, I don't think Sophie has told the truth about anything. Does she think so much of herself she thinks she can be fired? Well, she's ruined her reputation. Whoever is pushing her to do that, because these people have no brain. whoever I'm talking about. You could have as much education as possible, but common sense need to be implemented, because there's people who go to high university, pay thousands of dollars to be educated, but they lack of common sense, but yet they're listening to people whose position will always be there, but they're doing the dirty work for them. Okay, playing the victim card here is Madame Sophie, all about her and the classic referring to herself as a black woman. Just to get the narrative front and center, bit of her own goal, as both the founders choose Africa for their charity with their sincere wish to help African children. I raised that when I was talking about it on our Port of View service. They focus on Botswana and Lesotho. Okay, where was it? Okay, our work in Lesotho and Botswana. This is the two countries within the African continent that they focus on. Now, they might branch little here and there, but it's different with African parks where there's multiple different countries within Africa. But this one, its focus was for children of Botswana and Lesotho. But when I read some of the thing that she was talking about, when she put a statement, she said a lot of BS, and then she's like, oh, I'm not going to comment more about that. And she's talking about in terms of, Africa. And I'm like, wait a second. Africa is not one country. Africa is multiple countries with different languages. So Sentebale is not, I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. Okay, the website says Botswana and Lesotho. So those children in Botswana and Lesotho is what Sentebale's focus, aim, and objectives at. So she come in trying to take it away and then do whatever she want, and then the focus is like out the window. Okay. Thank you, Zola. Someone is paying. There's the B word here, to lie. Yeah, I mean, she's ruined her reputation. She's ruined her reputation. So Miss Ligo, who does everything in pursuit and of integrity, is outside lying about the law. There's that. This, I need to share it on my community board, but let me finish with the recording. All right, next tweet. About Sentebale still. Okay. How convenient that this person from Daily Mail saw clues and is just talking about them now. Let's see here. All right. I mean, with Princess Diana's protection, everything is going to come to light. Because for almost 20 years, if not more, the charity was doing well. Now, all of a sudden, not only do they want the U.S. to kick Harry out, they want to sabotage all of his work. Everything that he does, all of a sudden, they want this thing to be gone. So we should have an idea who's behind it. It's unbelievable. Okay, Sentebale was Harry's way to prove he was more than a playboy prince, as I saw when I visit with him. But there were clues, things weren't right. What the hell? This will be a humiliating setback. Rebecca English, Daily Mail Online. It's humiliating for the person who's doing it, instigating, not Harry. The thing was running fine. Why do you think he's not there as part of the board, the trustee, I think, right? Where is it? Team. Leadership team. Okay? He's not part of this here. I assume it's because he doesn't want to, how do you call this? There's a word for it. Like favoritism or something like that. He hired people who's qualified to do that, but there's the backstabber who's trying to ruin it. Team, okay. Co-founders is Harry and PrinceSeeiso. All right. So go on their website to read more about it. My God. The organization just thanked the princes. Wow. That's another article. That's an ad. Okay. She just does PR for William. She's not a reporter. I told her that, and that's why she blocked me. Alright, so Rebecca English saw clues 20 years ago when Harry was just 19 years old, starting a charity for a young AIDS victim in a foreign country. What amazing insight. Apparently, he worked out the kinks because Sentebale has been running smoothly for the last 19 years until this was sabotaged. Yeah. What's with the Brit media and their over ascribing humiliation to everything? What a kinky lad. Harry isn't humiliated, disappointed, let down, but not humiliated. Both princes took a decision, that's it. Okay, Rebecca English thinks she's a member of Harry's family. These so-called journalists are clueless. Harry will be just fine, and this mess will be sorted. Okay, why didn't you address this with him when you first noticed the issue? It's telling that you choose to wait until he resigned from the charity to come forward with your concern. As a reporter, it's your responsibility to bring these matters to light, and waiting until now reflects a significant weakness in your journalistic integrity, because she's lying. Rebecca English is speaking on behalf of William as she is part of his PR team. She writes, William draws crowds who lapped up the royal attention, truly meant to be married with lots of children. So whatever she writes about Harry is BS. Connect the dots. It won't be a humiliating setback at all, because we can all clearly see what's being done here, and don't believe any of the BS the British media will be pushing. It will be said on a personal level for Harry, but he likely now knows the true motivations and background influences involved. Yeah, Harry's eyes is being opened completely. There was a comment I read in the video that I mentioned, Prince Edward Ardent production. One of the comment that someone said is that it might be sabotage within the institution, because they do not want anyone do side project to be, to do well. So I could think maybe, yeah, it's an old video that I did a couple years ago when I first started looking into Harry and Meghan, and I mentioned Ardent production. And then recently, like sometime this week, maybe yesterday or the day before, in one of the videos that I did, I mentioned it again. And then in that recent video, someone commented and said maybe they like Sabotage, they prevent it from being being to do well. All right, more smoke and mirrors. The new chair sounds horrendous, and so no surprise, the 2 founders and 7 trustees resign en masse. Better to investigate this lady. Okay, that's code for I'm going to write this till someone proves me a liar, or people stop paying attention, or something better comes along. These lower than dirt effing evil. Okay, I mean, if I was, like some people said here, if I was Harry and Prince Losodo, okay, just shift it someplace else, let her keep that name. Because I don't think anybody will support her. Who is she? I never knew who she was until that recent, what happened in Florida. Okay, that's that. I think it's humiliating setback for Rebecca English that she's a massive idiot. Okay, Rebecca, go ask William if he knows anything about it. You are his insider. Oh, look, Willie's other side piece is trying to be relevant. Yeah, what's happening now is that Harry and Meghan, it's like they're consistently winning. Okay, everything that's coming in the news about them, positive. They do not want that. Okay, I put this twice. It seems like, yeah, I put that twice. This is my last one here. So because everything in the news about Harry and Meghan are all positive, so they want to sabotage and put something negative about them. But as a matter of fact, the more they try to attack Harry and Meghan, it's more they exposing themselves. And the other thing that just came to mind here, when where it was released in court, when Harry was trying to get his security and things like that, and he asked the judge to review the process and how they kick him out. One of the things that came out of the court is that William took hush money from the papers to not sue them regarding I think the phone hacking or something like that. That came out of the court. One of the things that, in my humble opinion, I believe, is that the papers probably gave William some extra bucks to help them prevent Harry from suing. So when William couldn't stop Harry, so now the paper wants something to be done about that. So, in my humble opinion, these are probably happening setback and, instigating stuff and preventing Harry from focusing on his work. And this is why Harry said at the Obama Foundation, because of the work he ends up doing, he could be surrounded by negativity sometime.
I've been a pessimist many times because of the work that we end up doing. You can be surrounded by negativity sometimes.
These are the negativity that he was talking about. Look at the charity was doing well without the institution, without anyone. Well, some people in the UK, but with him and PrinceSeeiso, everything was going well. Its focus, its vision was there for 20 years, no problem. But now, all of a sudden, okay, not only did they try to get the US to send him back, but because things were done properly, it went to court, it went to DHS and everything like that. Until they toss the case out, they can't really do anything about that. The court had seen it and dismissed the BS that they're trying to do. So they go to the next thing. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this is the last tweet. Also, think some people are getting muddled. Harry was not a board member, trustee of the charity's board, just served as patron. He and PrinceSeeiso resigned from their patron roles in solidarity with the trustees. So Harry wouldn't have been on board call and if he was selective. Okay, so she retweeted, that's herself. She retweeted herself. Okay, like I said, I do not know how these things work. I have worked for a charity. That's when I was in college. It had to do with, I don't want to mention the name here. It does with architecture and things like that. But I don't know how to run a charity, how it works, and all the ins and outs. All I know, I was a bottom employee, a college student, helping with my whatever I was doing, what they made me do. Okay, I did a summary of the new development, including spent on consultant on InstaStory. After a full year under Sophie leadership, main sponsor ISPS Honda withdrew their sponsorship in 2024. Despite prior involvement with Sentebale over a decade, the board was right to question her. Wow. I'll enlarge it. You guys could pause and read it. It's too small for me. I'm gonna waste time trying to make the words. Okay, so there's more here. I'm telling you, the squaddies are investigators. Okay, as you can see, after a full year under Sophie, that lady leadership, the sponsor ISP Honda withdrew their sponsorship of the event in 2024, despite having been involved with Sentebale for over a decade. According to sources familiar with the situation, the breakdown of the long-standing relationship with the sponsor occurred during her tenure. Yet, Shanduka, okay, I'm pronouncing her name wrong, did not have a viable solution to replace them. Okay, so the name is not there. They withdrew. Something must have been said. And they're like, I don't want to be part of it. Oh my God. Anyways, like the other trustees, Dr. Kileto, okay, there's the name here, okay, said he questioned how Sentebale could continue without its founders. Harry was really putting his own money into, not to mention the charity concerts, getting the likes of Coldplay to perform, successful annual polo matches, etc. Yeah, Harry was raising all those money. And then I think from his book, let me pause and look. I think his book, Spare, did he donate money there? Let me see. Okay, so I went to ChatGPT. The question I asked, did Prince Harry donate to Sentebale from his book Spare? Yes, Prince Harry announced that he will donate a portion of the proceeds from his memoir Spare to Sentebale, the charity he co-founded in 2006 with PrinceSeeiso of Lesotho. Sentebale focuses on supporting children and young people affected by HIV in Southern Africa, particularly in Lesotho and Botswana. While the exact amount has not been publicly specified, it was confirmed that Prince Harry committed to donating a significant portion of his book's earnings to Sentebale as part of his ongoing effort to support the charity's mission. This aligned with his long-standing commitment to charitable causes, particularly those related to mental health, youth, and HIV/AIDS awareness. Okay, they don't say the amount, but yes, I was aware that he donate a portion of his book, the earning of his book spare to Sentebale. So where are this woman is gonna get money? Sponsors. If Harry and all the other people step down, who is she? Oh my Lord. Okay. My standpoint now, did my post yesterday, unless there's new developments, not touching on it again on my Instagram, particularly X. Okay. Also, think some people are getting muddled. Harry was not a board member's trustee of the charity's board, just served as patron. He and PrinceSeeiso resigned from their patron roles in solidarity with the trustee, so Harry wouldn't have been on board calls, and if he was, selective. Okay, there's that. Sophie Shanduka, she tagged the person, is digging a pit she will eventually fall into because these people whom she's referring ain't Harry, if it's true. All right, let's see here. This, I don't know where they're getting from the Standard. All right. It feels like a very targeted and personal attack on Harry, full of the keywords to make the media go crazy. Shandoka should know she's head of risk management and intelligence for Meta, the company that gave us Facebook and all the virulent slap of churns out to make people angry and unhappy and permanently online. Shanduka also made her statement to the Daily Mail. When I was reading part of her statement, and I was like, where did those things come from? It sounds something that will come from the Daily Mail. Okay, the very same publication that Harry is currently bringing a lawsuit against for alleged phone hacking. This is ridiculous. Okay, the reason most seven-figure founders stay stuck. Okay, that's an ad. Okay, it's very suspicious. She will feel very strongly about a charity she recently just joined in a voluntary position. Who hired her? And what vetted process was done? Okay, that's a very good question. Oh my God. From Sophie Shantua. Okay, so this I read on my last video. It's unbelievable. I don't know. I hope they're talking about this in the UK so the people know. These are things to help people. Anything to help the masses. They do not want that. What the hell is wrong with these people? She's apparently been involved with Sentebale since 2009, but only recently appointed to the position as chairwoman. Okay. That charity is too personal for the princess to be stolen. She is going to have bad karma. How can she sleep knowing what she just did to Harry? Okay, she can create her own charity. I've said that too. All right, to me, Prince Harry and PrinceSeeiso have demonstrated the wisdom of Solomon. Reminds me about the story of the real mother of a child opting to let the other mother have their child rather than see it unalive. That woman running to the field told me everything I need to know. Yeah. ISP Honda was on Invictus Games in Canada, so their problem is not Harry, but Sophie. Okay? Look at it. I didn't pay attention to that. Also, oh shit, I just missed the thing. What did I do? Let me pause and get back to where I was. I found it. ISP Honda was an Invictus game in Canada, so their problem is not Harry but Sophie. Also, I'll die on the hill. She stole the consultant money. Allegedly. Allegedly. I don't want to accuse her of anything of that nature, but we could assume. Okay, I now understand the tension witnessed at last year's polo match. Finally, she wanted to take more money through the legal fees. This is unbelievable. And this is why I said Invictus was created with $500,000, 500,000 pounds. And now she's taking 600,000 pounds to do what? To get people to learn to raise money? That just doesn't make sense to me. That was my only question. But I'm not going to accuse her of anything because I don't know. Okay. P.S. After showing the fact here that Sentebale was not represented at this polo match, then why is Sophie up on the stand when the trophy are handed out? In fact, she should not be there. Sophie fell at her job. The charity did better without her. Okay. Also, she's in a voluntary role. Yet when she gets wind that the board is unhappy with her performance, rather than step up, she sues the charity. Make it make sense. I suspect she felt her legal background may scare them into allowing her to do as she please. But for me though, I'm just wondering, how do that chunk of money is who approve? Okay, one person cannot have the say of a chunk of money could just leave. I understand people worked and in this charity, there's a certain amount, whatever, what do you call this? Their salary. Okay, every month or every 2 weeks, certain amount is gonna go due to the people who's working, right? Their income. But that huge chunk of money, £600,000, who approved it for it to go to whatever she said? That alone, I think, is questionable. I'm not saying she stole it, okay? I'm not saying what the internet is saying here. I just want to know who approved that chunk of money to just go out there for what? For people to research how to raise money? What the hell is that? Can they do brainstorming among themselves and things like that? Have been, I don't know. There's people who have been doing this. You could ask Harry, how can we do this? How can we? But to spend money to hire people to how to raise money, it just doesn't make sense to me. Okay, Harry donate 1.5 million of his own well-earned money, and she misused 600,000 pounds of that. Shame on her. That's my question only. Who approved her to use that 600,000 pounds? That's it. I'm not saying she stole it. I'm not saying that. But who approved her to take that chunk of money out to do what she said she did with it? Thank you for posting this now. It all makes sense. With all the work that Harry and Meghan supporters are pulling out, it is becoming more clear that Sophie was not doing even an adequate job, no matter how long her CV is. She collapsed the charity unless that was her goal all along. Okay, I swear to God, I'll lose my shit if this entire situation has ties to the British royal family. Good work, Rebecca. Okay, so that's her ad. All right, let's go to, I think that was my last one. Yeah, that was my last one. So that's it. If you are a member, check, there's some videos I put out for members only, which I recorded at the beginning of this recording. And then it's regarding Invictus, my perspective of it. Again, I'm not saying for you to agree with me, but I'm just sharing with you my point of view. Okay, that part will be for my members only. All right, so that's it. Let's do a prayer. All right, prayer for clear path. That's all. Clear path. All right, dear God, as I navigate this day, I humbly ask for your guidance and wisdom to illuminate my path and lead me toward a clear direction. May your light dispel any confusion and uncertainty, allowing me to see the way forward with clarity and purpose. All right? Give me clear guidance in my life. I ask for your help to direct my path. Give me confidence that your direction is always the best way to go. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, so that's it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. This is the video that I put on our part of Pure Service that talk about the Sentebale situation. Okay, so some of you are not subscribed to that channel, so go there and subscribe. All right, so that's it. Thank you for watching.
Tanaka. It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life.